Hi everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning from whenever you're calling in from or you're watching this recording from. Had an amazing week last week as well, and I'm really looking forward to this week. There are some setups that I'm really expecting to play out in our favor. So I'm going to send out the charts again for every one of us. So just be on the lookout. Again, remember, most importantly, it's not about the setups, it's about you being able to understand, look at the charts and understand what the chart is saying and being able to draw out the charts for yourself. It's not about the present, it's not about the moment, what you can make now. It's about the long term plan, what you would make in the long term. So even though you don't make your daily goal, your weekly goal, your monthly goal in a particular day, week, or month, just make sure that you're making progress. You're learning something. You're learning something. You're adding value to yourself. 'Cause that is what is key. That is what's going to help you through this journey. Some people spend 20 years, working on this before they are able to build that life. Some spend 10 years. Some spend 5 years. So if you're here, you've just spent a year or two. You still have a lot of work to do. Just make sure you're not just spending the 2 years or 1 year just taking signals and just looking at other people's charts and looking for what to trade. Make sure that you're able to interpret those charts. You're able to draw them out yourself. Look at the market and analyze them. Analyze it yourself. And above all, most importantly, risk management is all not about throwing in money into trades. It's about being able to know how you can manage that money. It's just look at it like any other business. If you don't just go into a business and throw all your life savings into it, you plan yourself. How much am I throwing in? How much am I going to get back in return? What's the risk? If I lose this amount of money, what is the impact on my overall capital, so to speak? So just put all of that into consideration. Just thought I'd throw that small little nugget out there for someone to learn from. Okay, so this week we have a number of news releases. Monday is empty, as you can see. We have speeches. We have some interest rate activities this week. You can see I only look at the high impact candles. Sorry, high impact news folders. So as you can see, we have GBP, we have CAD news. We are really looking at USD CAD. So this would offer some good trading opportunities. Again, remember, I don't trade news. I only look at them as just for volatility because we need that in the market to move the market anyway. So I know whether to stay in a trade or to jump out of a trade, or if I'm in a trade, either close half of it or just pretty much manage my trading. The news is just like a guide. I don't really do fundamentals. You know, as a trading plan on its own. And I just use that you have to be able to manage both at the same time, manage both as you trade, do fundamentals and do technicals as well, but don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Look at the technicals and don't not look at fundamentals at all, or look at only fundamentals, not look at the technicals at all. That's market is not wired that way. So just as you can see, we have a number of news releases. Just be on the lookout. If you trade news as well, look at the opportunities that they present in your own time zone as well. So that said, going to take us straight on to the charts. I don't want to waste our time at all. Straight on to the charts. So for this week, first of all on the list, we've been looking at this USD, Euro USD for Euro dollar for quite some time. It went up. We expected it to just keep going up, but it dropped back to that level that we created. This is an expanding triangle. So we really expect this. I'm going to be using my drawing tools today. So really expect this to go all the way. People don't like that. I'm going to change it, which is better. Yeah, I don't like this one. So I expect this to go all the way back to the top, but it's not going to just move like that. You're going to see some like this, probably some things like that in the markets. So just be on the lookout. But that is what I'm expecting for this trade. But what may likely happen also is for it to push down a bit. Market makers, they would always try to do whatever it is to make sure they steal our money. So that may happen. I've created this days back, or weeks back. So it may bounce off here and then continue to that upside, but that upside is inevitable, or it may just come all the way back to this support level that had before. Look at what happened, bounced off there and then went that level. So we may see that kind of reaction here again, comes back to that low. But again, how we do, we wouldn't just jump into a trade without a clear reason for us to jump in here. Right now, as you can clearly see, there's an engulfing candle forming here. I'm just going to clear all of that. There's an engulfing candle forming here, a bullish engulfing candle. So what I'm waiting for now is for some form of a pullback. Then I'll probably either take a trade here or probably wait for it to come back to this level. The difference between this level is not really great anyway, so the pullback would not be so um, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? So terrible on my account. So yeah, if I can put what's it called here, a bar limit in this level, I'll probably put one on this level. So if that pullback comes in, it can take me into the market. But my stop loss would be very tight, just in case. If it kicks me out, I leave it and wait till it gets to either this level or this level, which would offer me a higher risk to reward ratio. Then I look to take it to the upside. That's what I'm really, really looking at for Euro USD. Let me see if I have any other mark drawing for it. That. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the 15 minutes I have this happening. It broke out of this little trend line. So right now, as you can see, what's been happening, that move, pullback, that move, pullback, that move, pullback, that move, then pulling back right now. So what are we expecting? We're expecting price to probably keep doing that, what it does, and then jump to the upside. So first target will be somewhere around here. As you can clearly see, that's where you have the major resistance, so you can take that as the first target. So just wait for this to break out of that descending triangle, that flag, not triangle, sorry, that flag. Remember what I say, when price does this, you have that channel coming down, it likelihood is for it to come up like that. Then if you have something like this, a bearish channel like this, you always see that bearish flag, you always see this happen, price breaks out of this. So if this is happening, we likely direction would be for it to go up because of that rule here. All right. Okay, so that's US Euro USD. I think today's one might be a bit longer than normal, so but I'm going to try to make it as short as possible. USD, dollar yen. I like this pair because we entered from, where is it now? We entered from here. I saw that thing happen. Some of us, I think even Didi saw that as well. So we kind of took that trade and we TP'd here, but as you can see, it wasn't ready to stop dropping. It dropped all the way back down here. Yeah, so we took, I think I entered this one as well, I can't remember, but then as you can see, price went back up. So most likely it may go all the way back to this level that it broke out from before continuing to the downside. But I'm much more looking at price coming down. Now, if I'm looking at Euro USD going up, Euro dollar going up, then most times you would see the dollar coming down, so it means most of the dollar pairs would come down, and then those of the other ones where the dollar is the quote currency, they would go up. So if I'm expecting Euro USD to go up, then I'm expecting probably USD JPY to come down and USD CAD to come down as well. But we'll get to USD CAD in a minute. So now this one, I'm expecting this to go back to this level. So you can put your sell limit here. You can put your sell limit in that 113.060, 066, and let price take you back in. But your stop loss will probably be somewhere around here, or maybe around here. But just expect to lose if that doesn't happen, because price may just push up here. Market makers may just take price back to this what's it called now? That shoulder that we had for that head and shoulder, and then price comes stumbling. So those are the kind of things that can happen in the market. So why do we ask us to have good risk to reward and risk management? Is because we cannot categorically tell what price is going to do or what direction price is going to go. Price doesn't move in one direction. We have so many elements that are influencing the market. Banks, financial institutions, corporates, bodies, everybody, government bodies as well. They are all trading as well. So they are all going to do whatever it takes just to win the market. They can dump currencies, they can buy up currencies. So when that happens, that is where we get our liquidity from, where we trade, and we are called retail traders. That's where we get our own trades from. So they may decide to just push this up and take out all of the people that have their stop losses here, because definitely if people are waiting for this level, their stop loss is probably going to be here or here. So you can decide, I won't put my stop loss here. I'm probably going to put my stop loss somewhere around here. Take that risk. Yep. Or somewhere around here. Then when that happens, if your stop loss is hit, just know that you're going to probably look for another entry somewhere around here for that to come down. Means you're going to win even bigger. And just always have that at the back of your mind. Stop loss is really, really key, because it may just happen. They can just push this all the way back up here. But if you never had your stop loss at all, your account may not be able to handle that kind of drawdown. But if you have a stop loss, it could take you out on maybe £10 or £20. Sorry, let me use the dollar, $10 or $20. So that may happen, but then you are taken out of the market with a bigger opportunity, a better opportunity for you to win at that trade. Because if it goes up, what goes up must surely come down. So if it comes into this level, you can look for another entry and then you win big. If it goes beyond that, you can look for another entry from here and then you win big. So that's why stop loss is really, really important. So that's that about the dollar yen, dollar card. Now I had to shift my level from here. You see, you would see reason why. Now, if you notice, see, I'm gonna take this to this side. So it's right here, right here. Now look at this. See, that is what I've been working with. That's what I've been working with this channel. Increase that. Although on the higher time frame, you can see it seems like it's a bullish flag. Remember the rule of that. But then it's still in this channel. There's nothing to tell me that price is ready. I had to pick this up because I still saw that move. I saw that tip here. I saw this tip here. I felt, okay, maybe that's the next tip. It may still want to come down a bit more. It was initially, let me increase that. It was initially somewhere around here, or somewhere around here. Yeah, which means price broke out, retest, and then jump to the upside. That's one way of looking at it. But I'm more biased towards the downside for price, so I had to shift that channel to just capture that move. So what may likely happen is, because remember we created that this what's it called now, this triangle. Take this out of the way. This cipher pattern. So maybe price is just trying to give us that pattern. Somebody needs to let me click this. No, come on. I'm just gonna take this out of the way, but just a minute. Some of the things that make us waste time on the charts. Okay, I'm not able to click. Okay, I think that's done. It's done now. Okay, so I can pull this here. So you see, we're still in the yellow. We are still in the blue zone. Oh, come on, don't damage my drawing. So we're still in that level, the blue zone that we created for it. Nothing has changed. I'm just gonna leave that there. So right now, what I'm waiting for is for price. That rejection is already happening. You can see rejection on that level, but there's no, this is an engulfing candle, a very beautiful one at that anyway, but there's no clear indication that this is going to, is a small engulfing candle. There's no clear indication that this is going to come down. And an engulfing candle is a good what's it called now, the good tool to use, but you can't just base your trading off of that. You need to also look at some other element. Like now it is going up, that could just well be a pullback. So if I'm going to trade this and I missed that entry at this point, or I missed the entry at this point, what I would do is for me to wait for price to kind of, sorry, I'm not going to use that. Is to wait for price to kind of pull back into the middle. I probably put my sell limit somewhere around here, middle of that engulfing candle, or allow price to come back to that top, put my sell limit there as well, because I know that that may happen. I can have that double top, or maybe this move, that move, and then that drop. Yep. So that's like an indication for me to start looking for an entry opportunities. It may not necessarily mean just jump into the market. Let me see. Now, what I can also do is circle this. Yep. And then drop down to my smaller time frame to see what I can find. Okay. I didn't expect this to. Okay. So that's not bad. That's a good rejection. It's a good rejection. It still means that I can still get an entry. I can put my sell limit here, or probably find my sell limit somewhere around here. Let me show you. If I increase this, why I can find my sell limit somewhere around here. Where is that? Here. Remember when I said the middle of the, okay, I think the market is already opened anyway. So I would wait. I want price to probably come back. Excuse me. I want price to probably come back into that level. Yep. And then drop. So my first TP will be somewhere around here. Second TP comes down. You can see you can be trailing it, or you can start increasing your positions for those ones as well. You see why I said it should be in the middle, because it's normally the previous level, previous support. So price is supposed to come back to the previous support and then drop, or probably just push up a little bit and then drop. So that's that about USD CAD. One more thing, sorry. Now, what may also happen is that price may just jump up above, come to this level, retest that, and then to the moon. All right. Or probably go all the way down here to this level and then drop, or go all the way to this level and then drop. There's no clear indication of what price is going to, but this offers a very good place to take a trade, because you can put your stop loss somewhere here, and then if it goes against you, you won't lose so much. Always look for a very high level to put your trade at, or at a very low level to put your trade at. Don't look for trades in the middle, because they don't offer a high probability. They offer a low probability, and then you may lose that trade. Okay, so that's USD CAD. I have quite a number of them to look at today. Yes, NZD, that's the Kiwi, NZD USD. It's a good trade we've been looking at. We're trying to trade that because of this move. Yeah, we're doing this, taking that move, then looking for this to go back. On the higher time frame, you can clearly see it broke out of this level. Key structure, key level, key level. So what are we expecting? We're expecting price to probably go back to that level. Let me increase that so you can see it. We're expecting price to maybe go back to that level. Price may go back to that level, and then it goes all the way straight to hell. It go all the way down. You understand what I'm saying? So, but let me see where might be our likely target if that happens. So our likely target would be, let me clean that up. Our likely target would be, where is my drawing tool? So if it goes all the way up there, you know where our likely target will be? Yes, you guessed it. That's our first target here, sorry. First target, and then second target. It may even touch this one before, this, first, second, third target. Why do I say so? Because of this level, because of this level, and because of this level. Why? Because we're on the higher time frame, we're on the weekly. So these are major levels. All right. So if you measure this, you would see that it's a lot of pips apart. That's 100 plus pips. Measure this as well, a lot of pips. Yeah, from here to here, there's another like up to 90 pips too. From here to another major pips, 200. So you can see, so price may just do that move to the upside and then drop. Now, if it dropped down to your smaller time frame, you can see the price is still playing around in that range. So I'm expecting this to go all the way to the top. First of all, from there, because it's been in this channel for a while. So it may just keep doing that. Yep. Just keep doing that, and then finally jumps to the upside. You understand? That may happen, or it may just do that move to the downside, and then it doesn't even follow all of this. It just comes once, touches that, and then comes to the downside. But where will be your trading places where you would likely look for trades? Yes, you guessed it, these levels. Don't bother about these levels unless you're trying to scalp, So just look for your trades at this level and this levels. Look for buys on this level, look for sells on this level. Now, why do I say this level? Because they offer the highest level of probability for your trade. Let's say you want to take this trade. Here, you would know that your stop loss would be previous high. What was the previous high? This one. Difference between this one and this one is not really that great anyway. So those could be your stop loss levels. This one too could be your stop loss level. So you put it above these levels. Yep. And you know that from here, look at the level. You'll be risking how much? So let's say you take a trade from here. You'll be risking 16 pips or 40 pips, 50 pips, or 80 pips, 89, 90 pips to make how many pips? 250 pips. So that's why I said it offers a higher level of probability. Now, if you decide to take your trade from here, yep, look at the risk. This is the previous high. That's already 100 plus, 145, 180. What is your reward? 160. You get what I mean? So it have a higher level of win rate, or a higher level of probability trade when you enter at the top or the bottom. So you take a trade here. Now, if you entered from here, let's say you entered from, let me clear that. Let's say you entered from here, and the trade, your risk could be probably previous high somewhere around here or somewhere around here. So if it goes against you, if it goes back, maybe you're trying to take a sell. A buy from here. Your risk will be here. See how close, how small it will be. Let's measure that. Let's say it will be here. Your risk will be, you took a trade, will be about 30 pips. Yep. So how much would you be making if you decide to take a trade from there? If you have 30 pips risk, you're making 240 pips. Risking 30 pips to make 240 pips. So you see why you should take a trade from the bottoms and from the tops, not in the middle, except you're scalping and you're dropping down to the smaller time frame and you're looking for the same strategy, high probability trades, looking for ticket trade from the bottom or from the top. Yep. So that's NZD USD. So I'm looking for this to go to the top. See, it's gapped. So it will tend to fill this gap. It will come back, probably fill this gap before returning to the upside. So I'm still bullish on this guy right here. Eurochef, yep, one of the very high impact trade that we're looking at. You can see on the higher time frame, see that move. That's bearish flag. You see what happened? Remember what I told you, that when you see that when you see an inward channel like that, normally it breaks to the downside. If you see it on the bullish like this, okay, like this one, it breaks to the upside. Same thing happens. Yep. Now another one is ascending triangle. Now look at this. This is an ascending triangle that breaks to the downside, as opposed to a flag. See like this. That's an ascending triangle. Did you see that move? This was like one of those what do they call them now? One of those traps. It was a very fine triangle. So it actually broke to the downside. Whoever took this trade would have won 200 pips, and then they took it um to the end, to the moon. That was market movers activity. So right now we're trying to take advantage of this move. We saw that move to the downside, pull back, dropped, pull back, dropped, pull back. So now we're waiting for that drop again to happen, just as we've been looking at it. That's number one strategy. Then the second one is the fact that we're seeing a head and shoulder. That one is the shoulder, that one is the head, and this is the shoulder. Dropped already, came back and retested the neckline. That's the neckline. And now what are we expecting? A drop. But we won't just jump into that trade. We're going to look for an entry opportunity to be able to take that trade. So what are we looking for? Some form of breakout of this channel, and then probably retest. It broke out, came in, so this would be a good place for you to start putting your trade in now. Some people may want to jump in. You can jump in on this trade. This is one of those trades that you can jump in. I can say, okay, just jump in, but then your stop loss will probably be somewhere around it's going to be a high stop loss because I'm on the higher time frame anyway. So you just have to be careful. Stop loss will probably be, you can just make your stop loss about 20-30 pips away, just to look for a trade. Because if you look left, there's really nothing on the left right now that's except this high here. What's massive what's it called now, massive pips from here. Let me see how many. It's about 70 pips. So if you do decide to take that, that will be your stop loss. And what will you be likely hoping to take? 200 pips, the downside, 280 pips in fact. So if you want to jump on this in this trade, that would be a good opportunity for you to jump in, because price broke out, and you know how we trade. It breaks out, comes back in, and then comes back to that level, and then we take a trade. That may be what you're looking for. Or you might just want to wait again to see a bearish engulfing candle coming down. So maybe this kind of move again to happen, see a breakout, forming a double top or something. That move, that's one top, then you want it to come down, break out, and then come back to it from your second top. Then you can take your trade at this level right here, at this level. So your trade will be at this level. When price comes back to this level, stop loss above previous high, maybe somewhere here, better opportunity. But your first target here, second target, let's see where the second target would be. Let's see this is where the second target would be, which is the main length of this shoulder head, this one. So first target here, second target here, for a total of 288 pips, so thereabout. So that's your move for that one. NZD JPY, oops. Hold on, can you hear me? Yeah, yeah, I think I can see it moving, so it's working. Okay, it's working, it's working. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, let me go back to it. So now, so another thing is that it was coming in that channel, and it broke out of that channel, retested that channel, and then boom, to the upside. So the same thing is happening here. Another thing you can look at is price broke out of that neckline. That retest, look at where it happened. It happened here. It came back and retested like we thought it would. But for some people, that would have been too much of a weight for them. Some people, this would have been a very good trade for them. Just waited for that retest. Where some people got in and only made how much? 90 pips. Some people got in after the retest and then made how much? 115 pips. So those kind of things, those are the strategies that you look for. You can either wait, jump in on the breakout and let it go, or you wait for it to come back and retest. Sometimes it may take days, it take hours for it to come back. Like this one took about a few days. Then it came back and retested that level. And what did you see? You saw that they moved to the upside and it gave you bam, full TP, which is the length of that neckline, as you saw that measurement. So what, like I said on the 20 pips platform, so any other thing above this is just bonus. I'm done with this trade. By the way, I don't really trade NZD like that anyway, but I'm done with that one. But let me see. I think there's something on the high side. Did I create something on the upside? Okay. I can see something here. Okay, as you can see what's been happening. Heat drop, heat drop, heat drop, heat drop. So this may well go all the way back to this top. You see that? See what I see? Excuse me. It may well go all the way back to this top and then possibly drop again. I'm just gonna get rid of this. That was one of those trades I marked up that they didn't play out. They were expected. Yep. So I'm gonna take this out as well. So this may well go back to this level, like we saw it happen before. So go back to this level and then boom, down to the downside. So if you want to wait till it gets to this level, this would be another good trading place. Your stop loss somewhere around here and your target here. See, very good risk to reward. Right now, you don't have any trade here. Just let it go. Yep. So that's NZD USD. Okay. The next one on the list is GBP CAD. Oh, this one is the one we've been looking for. This was the bonus I was saying that we are waiting for. Double top, double bottom. You can see that. Move. Double bottom. Excuse me. Okay, yeah, double bottom, one bottom, second bottom. Price broke out of the neckline. See, price broke out of the neckline. Although it came back into it, but anyway, it broke out of it. That's showing that yes, that's the level is not as strong as it was before. Remember, it was initially a resistant level. Then it became support. Sorry, a support level became resistance, but price broke out of it. Yeah, so we're expecting this to jump up from here. Remember what I posted? I posted that price may come all the way, push into this level, and then jump up. So again, it pushed into the level, had a reject there, as you can see. And from there, so even though you had a sell limit, buy limit somewhere here, you would have made good pips for here because your first target probably would have been the immediate high, which would have made you 160, 70 pips here, just taking a trade from where I marked it here. So that one, what I want to do now, what I'm waiting for price to break above that, like the rest of the trades, break above that again, then retest that level, and then first target, second target, and so forth. So, but right now, I'm just waiting. I'm not taking any trade right now because it's at this level. Just let it go. This is the middle of a trade. I don't want to take any trade. I'm still in this trade. I think I entered at this trade. I've not. I think I still have a drawdown. Stop loss somewhere around here. Hasn't hit my stop loss yet, so I'm still good on this trade. But or if you haven't taken this trade, so you don't have any business with this trade yet, let it go. Let it come all the way back out of here, retest that level, and then you can start looking for trading opportunities. But as you can see, price broke out of that channel. That was the channel that trend line that we marked up for it. So it broke out of it. So a retest of that trend line, if you want to look at it in another strategy, a retest of that trend line, and now we're waiting for it to go to the upside. That's the pound CAD. Pound yen. Now this one is giving us headache. We saw this move. We're waiting for this. You see this thing to keep happening. This is the top of the channel. We want it to come all the way back to the downside to hit the bottom of this channel. It broke out of this trend line that we created for it. This trend line for some of us that took the trade. It broke out of this trend line. Yep, broke out of it. So right now we're expecting price to maybe push up. We expected it to break out like that, push up and then drop. So it actually did break out. Then what did it do? It filled that gap, retested that level, and then dropped. So even though you took that trade from there, if you took, I think I did take this trade, you would have gotten 100 or 200 pips for that. Just putting your trade here, your what's it called now, your sell, sell limit here, 200 pips for you. You know, but right now price needs to do some form of consolidation, pullback, and what have you. You know, so if it does that, this is what we're seeing in that level. Price may just well come back to that level before the drop. But the reason why we are so particular about this level is because it is at the top of a channel. So it means even though we enter a trade at any point here, some of us that took these trades with me, we ate a lot of pips. Just that single, you know, what's it called now? Single triangle. So what that happened? So we're waiting right now for price to reject that level. Let me clear that so you can see it clearly. Waiting for price to reject that level, and then I've created this level also. So because of this, so much what's it called now? So much uncertainty around this level, I'm not going to take a trade again. I may just put another sell limit here. That's 149, 147, 900 is a psychological level, a strong level, because I know price may go back to it before that final drop. So you might consider putting a sell limit somewhere around here. Your stop loss would be here. Then, yep, very good risk to reward ratio for you there. So just be on the lookout for that trade. Pound yen, pound chef, pound chef. Trying to remember the name now for the Swiss. Okay, pound Swiss. Yeah. So this one we've been in. I think we started somewhere around here because of that move. This move, we saw that double bottom here happening. Yeah, we saw that double bottom here happening. So this was a long-term trade for us. So we took that trade here, and we see that hit on if you follow this trade with me, you see what has been happening. Been going and dropping, going and dropping, going and just like we thought it would, and that's been happening. So right now, it's at this level, is a key level. As you can see, it's consolidating at that level. That's why you have it. I had that blue line from, and I did that because I knew that consolidation because it was a key level. Hold on. If you look at it, was a key level. Price kept coming to it, jumping, coming to it, jumping, and they eventually broke out of it. And then, so that was a key level. And I mapped it. I knew price was going to have a reaction when it got there. And then it, as you can see, it has a reaction. So what I'm waiting for now is price to totally break out of it. Go to the daily now so I can show you clearly. So I'm waiting for price to break out of it, as you can see that marking. So if it eventually goes up, break out of it, retest. So you can, if it breaks out of it, you can then put your a buy limit here at that 1.30690. So if it breaks out of it, put your buy limit there because price is probably going to come in and then take you into the trade and take you back to the top. Yep. So that's your move for that one. What else am I looking at? NZD. Yeah. That's Euro. Euro NZD. I don't think I'm gonna be taking this trade. It came, we're waiting for that 550 from way back, and I created that I saw that move. This what's it called now? This was it called? Is it a Gatli? Yeah, that's a Gat. No, it's not a Gatli. That's a cipher pattern. So even though you took this trade, if you took this trade, even though you took it, you probably will have just taken a few pips out of it. You entered here, you had your stop loss in place, and when it moved, would have probably taken how much 67 pips out of it. Because normally, what do I say? If you enter a trade, 20 pips into profit, take your stop loss in. Put your stop loss maybe 5 pips or 10 pips or whatever you want. So you have a free trade, protect your money. Because that didn't even come down until after 67 pips. So you would have still won that trade. But what did it do? Eventually came crumbling. And then we lost that trade, that opportunity, not the trade, because this was a win for me. 67 pips is a win for me. 66 pips is a win for me. So that we lost the opportunity. So I'm going to leave that one for now. Leave Euro NZD. Is it Euro NZD? Yeah, Euro NZD. Although I know I created I created this level since last 2 weeks or thereabout, waiting for price to come back into it for a bounce. And yes, it did come back into it. So I knew that may happen. If it comes back to that level, it's going to bounce again. And as you can see, it came in, it kind of pulled, give a little drawdown of how many pips? Yeah, about 20 pips or thereabout, and then bounced off from there. Gave how many pips? 100 pips. So if we are only taking that as a trade, that would have been a winning trade for you. But I wouldn't even advise anyone to take this trade because there's so much uncertainty around that one. So the final trade I'm going to be looking at tonight is the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar is a good one because, as you can see, it's been in that channel for like forever, and you know the rule. If you see that channel, that flag like this, normally it breaks to the upside. So now what am I expecting? I'm expecting price to probably give me a double bottom or an inverted head and shoulder, as you can see. So that thing would probably keep doing this. And then at this point, why that level? Because if you look left, that is where price touched before bouncing. That's the key level that price. It's a strong structure level. Price is probably, because it broke that level, I'm expecting price to come down to that level, or probably this level. That's why you see me have that there, probably this level, and then that bounce. But if that doesn't happen, price may just well bounce off from where it is now. But whatever be the case, that's why, as you can see, I have this level also created from where price is now. So if price decides not to come lower, it may just do this, then retest that. If that happened, then that's that head and shoulder, because that's the left shoulder, and then that's the head, and this would be the right shoulder, inverted head and shoulder, and then you can see that move to the upside that we're waiting for. Remember what happened in dollar yen, and also what's happening right now on the Kiwi. That's the New Zealand dollar. So that's one thing to look out for. But right now, I'm not looking to trade that pair because it's still in the middle. So you can decide to put a sell limit here if you choose to sell limit, but you may get a little bit of drawdown. But you can put a sell limit here. So if price comes back into, it can take you back into the trade, and then your TP will be first TP will be here, and then you can either move stop losses, and then move your stop losses into profit, and then keep trailing it, allowing it to come down. Or you just wait altogether for price to break below this level. If it breaks this level, wait for that retest and then TP here. But the levels are too close together on the higher time frame right now. So I'm just gonna let them be. Or you can just simply follow this channel. If it goes back to this top, you sell it back to the bottom. If it comes to this bottom, you buy it back to the top. That may be your strategy. But whatever be the case, trade with some stop loss and proper money management. All right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys on the other side. I will send the charts as I see them, analysis. If I look at them again, there are things that I need to change, or based on what the market movement is, I will make those changes and send them to the platform. Again, watch your charts as well. Draw out your charts, your analysis. Let's compare notes. And if you have any questions, I'll be there to answer it on the platform. Thank you very much. See you on the other side. Bye-bye.